Right. So today I'm reacting to one of the most toxic trends right now on the internet, which is basically the art of rage baiting. What exactly is it? How does it work? Why does it work? And why we need to look into it before it breaks the internet. I think I've been rage baited multiple times. I've seen the memes with the dog that's like, you won't rage bait me, blah, blah, blah. So, I'm excited to get into this video. I'm going to be reacting to one of the creators here that made a video on why rage bait could be really bad for us and why we need to cut it out. I'm interested. I don't know much about rage bait, and I don't know exactly why it came to be a thing, but I'm excited for this one, and let's get into it.
Somewhere along the way, influencers stopped trying to be liked because being hated gets more views. A controversial take, a scripted scene on...
I am a prime example, by the way. I have become semi-TikTok famous for one day because I posted a take that people thought was hateful. Thus, I guess they got really mad about it. I took down the video. Maybe that'll be a story time for the future, but I myself have seen this to be true.
On TikTok, an overly chaotic personality, and boom, the comments are on fire. Influencers, celebrities, and politicians alike have learned that they don't exactly need your trust, and they don't even need your respect. All they need is your attention. And if anger gets it faster than admiration, then rage bait becomes the business model. I started thinking more about rage bait when this video appeared on my TikTok. A woman
My hubby always walks in front of me whenever we go out, and you guys told me I should just stop walking and see what happens. Lol. That's annoying, but okay.
Writes that her husband is always walking ahead of her, so she stopped walking to see how far he'd go, and his reaction wasn't exactly loving. So immediately, I'm scrolling through the comments because I'm like, this guy's a dick, and everybody's saying the same thing. There's outrage, this man hates you, leave your husband, you need to get a divorce now. So I'm curious, I'm like, what happened? Did she resolve it with him? Did he apologize? Did she get a divorce? And then I look at her page, and every video is the same. It's a formula about her husband doing something mean to her, and then cue the outrage in the comments. In this one, she says her husband's upset that the girl he met on Tinder a week ago stopped messaging him back, but little does he know, it's his wife. Or in
That's insane. Nah, that's not real. That's not real. She's capped.
this video, she catches him looking at hot girls on his phone.
Yo, listen, bro, listen, guys. It happens, man. It just shows up, and it's not like you stare, but like, we're kind of programmed in a way, you know what I mean? We got eyes for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a crazy bounce, I'm just saying.
So on and so forth.
All right, that's a little much, though. This bro's locked in right now. That's a little much.
Rage bait is a term that's used to describe content that's intentionally provocative, not to inform or entertain, but just to make you mad enough to click, comment, and share. And it works. Platforms are designed to reward intensity, not nuance, not authenticity, not accuracy, just pure emotional charge. Outrage is no longer a byproduct. It's a strategy now. So musicians, marketers, politicians, celebrities, influencers, everybody uses this as a strategy to get attention. People who once built their careers on being liked.
We know this one, guys. This is if you don't know, just keep yourself safe, Keep yourself safe. You don't have to know. But man, this was bad. This was really bad.
Now build their careers by doing and saying controversial things or just flat out being hated, because being respected takes a lot of time to build, but
vote for Kanye.
Going viral can happen in an instant. And rage bait isn't just a trend, it's a central part of how influencers grow and maintain visibility. It's not about being real anymore, it's about being reacted to. And I can't help but feel like everything I see is fake now. And it doesn't always mean that these are bad people saying and doing bad things. Take one of my favorite accounts, Itty Bitty Farm 1.
You see that coyote? You better be careful.
That's a dog. That's a hairy dog.
Y'all better be careful. There's a coyote in the yard.
Norman is the only one looking. He is the protector.
It's coming this way, I think.
The dog is playing with the... Wait, Chad, these are both dogs, right?
The comments...
I mean, a coyote is a dog, right?
are filled with emotional charge and reactivity. People laughing that the woman is so close to the coyote. People angry at the woman for risking her dog.
He kidnapped a freaking coyote. Why is everyone saying coyote? I thought it was a wolf.
Dog in her life.
How you managed to even pick it up is beyond
being
me.
so close to the coyote, just so on and so forth. But just look at their page.
My kitty, diddy emoji, whoa, devil emoji? I don't get that.
All of their content is just videos about their coyote, but they market it as if it's wild. And
oh, I see. You see, I'm not going to lie. That's crazy. I did kind of think about that, though, because I'm like, a coyote is a predator. Wouldn't it just, like, snap at you? But I guess it's trained, and I kind of thought that the whole time, but...
That video alone has 13.6 million views, so you can see why they do it. acting like the coyote's wild and just wandered into their life is sure to get more of a reaction. The line between rage bait and clickbait can get a little bit blurry, so some of these kind of fall in the middle, but take a look at this account. This video
I thought the bag said 10 each, not 100.
popped up on my feed the other day of a woman eating an edible that she thought had 10 milligrams of THC when it actually had 100 milligrams. This video has 2.2 million
How many did you have? Bet that's the best burrito you've ever had. Bruh, even 10 is too much for
views
me.
and thousands.
I hate marijuana users. I am not going to lie. I cannot stand them. Or, okay, let me take that back. I don't hate them, but I hate obnoxious ones. Ones that make it their whole personality. Ones that push it on 24/7. Like, bro, we get it. You smoke. Shut up. Do your thing. Whatever. Destroy your brain cells. I don't care. Just do not push it onto me 24/7. I don't care. I don't care. And this is that whole thing where it's like, I'm eating. I didn't know 10 milligrams, not 100. Oh my god.
Of comments from people laughing or really concerned about her. And I was one of them because I was like, oh my God, is she alive? And it turns out every single video is the same. And not only that, but it's all a content strategy to promote her edible company. This account.
Damn, big W's for her. You know what I'm saying? Get in the bag, get after the bag.
Posts videos of someone breaking and entering onto their property and acting really creepy, garnering thousands of comments and views from people who are super freaked out or really.
My neighbor keeps crossing my property line every morning, and the country sheriff refused to do anything about it. Here's the video I took this morning.
Concerned and trying to help. And unsurprisingly, it's rage bait. Or take Butter Girl, who's been posting videos of herself eating tubs of butter and different various types of butter since 2020. She racks up thousands of views and comments per video.
Ew.
But if you look more carefully, you can see that she almost never swallows what she's eating. And it's certainly not just on TikTok. This video popped up on my Instagram page. We can see a woman dancing on stage in front of a DJ deck as if she just kind of rushed on stage and made it her own. The comments are full of people saying that she's a narcissist, that this was so inappropriate, or people hyping her up, saying it was amazing. But actually, that is Janet Planet, one half of Confidence Man, one of my favorite electropop groups. And I immediately knew this video was fake because that was Coachella and I was in the audience for that performance. Everybody's doing it because it works. It simply gets more engagement than saying something nice and positive or just simply telling the truth. And I am frustrated with it because I'm extremely gullible and very trusting. And every single time I see the rage bait videos, I go, God damn it, it happened again. And every single time I have to go to the comments of every single video that I come across with just to make sure that I'm not being tricked. And I, for one, am exhausted. There's a reason rage bait works so well, and it has to do with how our brains are wired. It's called negativity bias. Negativity bias basically just means that our brains tend to focus on the negative more than the positive. And that's
True. I can agree with that.
That's why, hate comments can be so intense. You may not remember or internalize the really nice comments that someone leaves you, but you will remember that one mean comment that someone left on a video. We're all wired to remember an insult more than a compliment, or stop scrolling for something that enrages us versus something that soothes us. And that bias is content fuel. When we see something that makes us mad, we don't just move on and forget about it. We react, we comment, we stitch, we share with our friends, we engage on that content. And all of those reactions signal identity, whether subconsciously or not. Because if you leave a comment like, this is disgusting, you're not just criticizing, you're also signaling to your followers, like, this is me and this is what I stand for and what I don't stand for. The moral signaling, even when it's totally unconscious, is
Oh, God, that's disgusting, chat. Oh, my God.
part of why rage bait spreads so easily. Mob mentality and group identity are core psychological forces behind how rage bait spreads and why it feels so satisfying to engage with. Mob mentality doesn't feel like a mob when you believe that you're right. It just feels like you're involved with something important. And the more pile on, the more justification for that reaction. And that's exactly what rage bait counts on.
You can't sleep without your bedside tiramisu. She's making it in a cabinet.
Not just the reaction, but a group reaction. Because when one person gets
No, not the MacBook, bruh.
angry, it's content. But when thousands do it together, it's momentum. The platforms don't care why you react. They only care that you do, because it's all engagement, and engagement is what matters. It's kind of like the saying, there's no such thing as bad press. And that's how rage bait wins. Anytime you engage, even if it's a negative reaction, the algorithm boosts it. It's not about what's true or thoughtful. It's about what keeps you watching and reacting. Meredith Duxbury built a massive audience on TikTok doing her makeup by smearing on thick layers of foundation. And after the jump cut, it always looks flawless. And every single time the comments explode. People accuse her of wasting the product. They argue about the technique. They accuse her of trolling. And all while that's happening, the videos are climbing and climbing the algorithm.
Jesus
The performance
Christ, I need to start doing makeup. I need to start doing makeup, chat. I think that's the move.
This is the point, and the outrage is the engine. Meredith doesn't need you to love her or respect her technique. All she needs are people who are mad enough to react and watch. And she built then the rest of her social media career on that. Like, not all of her videos are like that anymore, but that's what catapulted her to a massive platform of something like 18 million followers. But for some influencers, rage bait is the entire strategy. Being real used to be the goal, but now with the rise of short form content, being reactable is what matters.
I think that's true. It's kind of a fine line for me because I think being real is something that people want to see more of. And I think the people who are real and the people who make content being like their real selves and giving a real reaction just need to structure it in a way where it becomes more reactionary. Like myself, I had a very real reaction to a video about Carmelo Anthony and Shiloh Hendrix. And now I had a real reaction to it. You know, I had a real take that was not very popular because of tribalism, really. But me being real got me a lot of views and a lot of clicks, but also there was a little bit of rage bait in there, I guess you should say. Enough to get people to click and be mad about what I was saying, but I was also being real at the same time, right? So I guess that's kind of what I mean by that, like some kind of like fine line of kind of a hint of both, using a bit of both, you know?
A modern influencer isn't just posting content. They are performing a character, and sometimes it's meant to annoy you. That's why so many creators online seem to have a personality that's either...
I'll be honest, I don't like that type of content myself. I mean, I'm 24. I do not like that type of content. I don't know. My friends don't like that type of content either. So I don't know how true that really is. I mean, I guess within like young children, like 16 to 18 maybe, is like more attractive to have that character being played. Like this guy's obviously playing a character of being really mad about not getting his Baja Blast and blah, blah, blah. I think this is absolutely cringe. I kind of get secondhand embarrassment from it. It's just stupid, useless content. And the only reason why it's so popular here in the United States is because nothing is done about it. There's no law that gets put into effect for it, right? Like look at Johnny Somali in Japan. Like he went to jail, I think in Japan or Korea, one of those. He's in jail right now because he was doing this obnoxious shit in a foreign country because he thought he can get away with it. And I think in America the problem is more of a law issue in enforcing the law than the actual people themselves, because as long, you know, grab the first person who's doing this dumb shit, toss him in jail for a year for whatever and charge him, I guarantee you it starts going away. Guarantee you.
Or like overly cocky, kind of snarky, say things that are somewhat controversial, or are just like chaotic and over the top and energetic, because that pushback kind of just fuels the fire. A hate watch is still a watch, and a hate comment is still a comment. So within this system, hate can be monetized. If you randomly saw this video, what would you think?
What do you say? I sat myself. Do you have a problem with that? 25 people leaving outside. What does that have to do with me in this situation? Can I get the video back? I have a family of 12 waiting on this.
You see, like, that's just obnoxious, bro. And the little eye like that because she knows the camera's there, bro. What a stupid bitch, honestly. What a stupid fucking clown.
And you really think you can sit here by yourself? Do I really look like I care about the family of 12? Can you tell me things that happen with me, which basically is just the menu given back to me? Yeah, I my dinner. I don't really have time.
Avoiding eye contact, pretending to be a tough girl. Yeah.
It's a really fast-paced business and there's a lot of money by talking to people. You just give them. I feel like I've seen it before. I think you just leave. Sorry.
Her comments are filled with brutal criticism, disbelief, and sometimes pure rage. But that's the point. Last year, Winton made $150,000 posting these videos, and now she has nearly 1 million followers. But ragebait isn't limited to just persona-based content. Some people skip the character and just go straight for the stunt. Belle Delphine sold her bathwater. Amaranth sold her farts. Both were met with moral panic and viral confusion, which only drove more traffic to their pages. And it's not just creators. Take WAP by Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B. Explicit lyrics and unapologetic visuals sparked a whole wave of cultural backlash. Conservatives condemned it. Feminists debated it. Everyone was talking about it, and even Cardi B said that the song's outrage helped the song climb the charts. Controversy became marketing, and identity politics became promo. And this strategy is so effective that entire marketing campaigns are built around provocation. Outrage marketing is rage bait with a PR team. It's the same strategy of provoke and watch it spread, but just with a little bit more polish and planning. It's carefully designed to spark just enough backlash to go viral while remaining ambiguous enough to dodge accountability. In my opinion, Sabrina Carpenter's album cover for Man's Best Friend used this playbook perfectly. The first cover showed
Sabrina is on some, like, I'm gonna say it. She is on some whore arc. She is on like Queen of Hoes arc, Lady of the Night, ranked level diamond type of shit. I'm not gonna cap. These things that she's been doing, bro, at the shows, at her performances, her art covers, her style, like what she's wearing, her clothes, bro. She is on a tear for attention and just straight whoring out, being a hoe, like 100%. And the funniest part is that obviously she's probably not really like that, but it's all for the attention, and it's insane. It's insane, bro.
Sabrina kneeling in a submissive position and a sexy face while a man lightly pulls her hair. Immediately, the internet split.
Like, look at that shit, dog. Yo, the jeans are in her cheeks, brother. Like, bro, the jeans are able to pull on the corn that she ate the night before, brother. The night before, brother. Like, what the fuck? Shit is crazy.
Some called it submissive, anti-feminist, regressive. Others read it as a satirical commentary on the male gaze or Sabrina just simply expressing a kink. And the more people that argued about what it meant, the more visible it became. And then the second album cover dropped and the cycle continued. Controversy gave the album context, meaning, and most importantly, attention. Then there's Gwyneth Paltrow. There's always Gwyneth Paltrow. She's always going to be in one of these. But she launched a candle on her brand Goop's website called This Smells Like My Vagina. And the internet lost it. She was absolutely roasted online. I mean, people were calling her a narcissist. They were saying she's disgusting. Everybody was talking about it. But the thing is, the candle sold out not once, but multiple times. The actual scent of the vagina candle was floral and citrusy, really nothing shocking or innovative at all. But the name was the point. It wasn't about fragrance. It was about being provocative. Gwyneth Paltrow later said that it was part joke, part marketing, and in the process, she turned a $75 novelty candle into a cultural flashpoint. Another example is Lil Nas X and his Satan shoes that launched with his music video for Montero. The shoes looked like custom Nikes,
Jesus
but with
Christ.
a pentagram, a Bible verse, and even a drop of blood in the sole. Cue outrage. People accused him of promoting Satanism. Nike filed a lawsuit. News outlets couldn't stop covering it. And the shoe.
Nike filed a lawsuit? I thought they made the shoe for him. Am I crazy? I thought they did. I guess it was fake.
Shoes sold out in under.
Honestly, yeah. I'm assuming it was fake. I don't think Nike could stoop that low. Depending on how much money is involved, they could have stooped that low. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they did not stoop that low.
A minute. And the music video went absolutely viral. Lil Nas X didn't backpedal. He played into the
Oh, no, it's a real fucking shoe. What the hell? I don't know if he had it custom made or Nike actually produced this shoe to sell to people.
controversy, responding with memes and deadpan tweets. The more people panicked, the more visible he became. And there are so many other examples I wrote down, like Doja Cat's Demon.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. The devil arc, bro. The devil arc where all these celebrities dress as devils, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but a lot of them, like, obviously, Doja Cat, The Weeknd, Lil Nas X, that one other Sam, whatever. Like, the devil arc, bro, was absolutely insane. And like, I'm not gonna tell people, yo, don't do what you want with your life, whatever. But man, that arc was insane. How much it was getting pushed on social media, how every celebrity was doing it, basically selling out their souls, blah blah blah. Like, that shit was crazy to me. The devil arc on social media and all these celebrities was insane. Like, crazy, absolutely crazy. Just playing into that role that much was a little much. And Doja Cat, dude, insane.
Aesthetic rollout for Scarlett, possibly Kim Kardashian's Met Gala Marilyn Monroe dress, Lady Gaga's meat dress, or pretty much everything Julia Fox has ever worn, which is why I love her so much. Outrage marketing isn't new, but what used to be seen as like risky or accidental now is just part of the playbook. Controversy is no longer something that brands try to avoid. It's something that they kind of plan for. But even if it works, there's still a cost. What happens to us when outrage becomes the default? When everything feels like it's meant to provoke you all the time, you can start to live in reaction mode and really just kind of get in the headspace of like being angry all the time. Or you can go the opposite end and you become really distrustful of people and kind of ambivalent to everything because you just assume it's all fake. Personally, I'm so gullible. I don't think that'll ever change about me, unfortunately, but I'm just tired. I'm tired of feeling like I'm being tricked all the time. I'm tired of every piece of content being, satirical or faked or scripted.
That's because you are. I mean, everything online is always to be taken with a pound of salt. because, you know, people play characters, people do anything they can for attention. How many times have we seen kick streamers do crazy things for attention? I mean, people have basically killed each other literally for attention. So you should always take what you see on social media with a pound of salt, including myself. You know, I'm as real. I really do say I am as real as I am. You know, this is me. This is really me. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's up to people to believe that or not. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you that, oh, you should believe me because I said it. You never know, right? Everybody's playing a character. Everybody wants the attention. Everybody wants the clicks, the engagement, the likes, the shares, the bookmarks. Everybody wants attention. And at the end of the day, the only way you're going to get that is by playing into whatever character your fan base wants you to play into. What got you the most clicks? Why did that video get me so many clicks? What did I do? What did I say? Should I act that way? Thus the reason I took down the video I took down. Because I didn't want my fan base to be based on that type of video, right? So, and I said that to everybody I knew. This was the first video I've ever gotten to blow up, man. Blow up. I'm talking like I had 50,000 views in like an hour and a half or so. My video blew up, and it was just going and going. First viral video I've ever had. And I took it down. And man, it sucked. It really sucked. But I didn't want my fan base to see that. I didn't want them to think that of me, right? Like I said, I'm as real as it gets, but at the same time, I didn't want to build my fan base on hate, and it felt like I had more hate than I had more positivity. And maybe that plays into the thing where she said about, you know, how we look more at the hate than we see the positivity, right? But it's just the truth. So I think everything you see on social media should be taken with a pound of salt. Always do your research.
I'm just tired. I think a lot of us have become a lot less trusting of content or even people that we like because, you know, we wonder, are they genuine or are they just baiting us? And the people that we hate, they keep doing the same thing and we keep engaging. And so then we end up being kind of complicit in the very system that we claim to resent. And I'm sure I don't need to elaborate too much, but the consequence of this is that it bleeds into our political system. When rage bait is paired with ideology, it becomes a devastating combination. They say something extreme, trigger backlash, and then ride the controversy to more exposure. It's not about governance.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew Tate's a big example of that for sure. I just saw his name pop up there. Yeah, 100%. You know, I don't actually think he believes the things he says, and there are some good things he does say. I'm not going to say what those good things are, but we all know what I'm talking about. And if you want to be disingenuous and take what I'm saying out of context, go on ahead. But there are some good truths that he has, but a majority of his takes are extreme because they catch attention, and thus why he rose to fame so quickly.
It's about going viral. For example, Marjorie Taylor Greene compared vaccine mandates to Holocaust. Outrage exploded, even from within her own party. But the result? Headlines, fundraising spikes, and more attention from her base. Exactly. She didn't lose momentum, she gained it. This is super depressing, but Marjorie Taylor Greene saw a massive increase in fundraising after she started incorporating rage bait into her strategy, like the vaccine Holocaust comment. And the more pushback she gets from Republicans, Democrats, and mainstream media, it just solidifies her as an anti-establishment figure. And it's the same strategy employed by people like Donald Trump or manosphere influencer Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate's content is designed to provoke misogyny and hate, and critics stitch him, journalists condemn him, platforms ban and unban him, and people comment like crazy on his videos, and yet his audience grows.
Yeah, because like I said, Andrew Tate, he chose young men specifically who are already enraged, right? And then he basically made it seem like it was really just women's fault and women need to be obedient and blah, blah, blah. And he did a lot of misogynistic things, a lot of misogynistic views and takes. But I think that he chose misogyny because it's easy for young men to attract to it because it sounds great, you know, having basically a dedicated slave as your wife, and you can have many wives and have 1,000 girls and have sex every day and have cars with the best women inside of them and have a yacht and a Bugatti. So, of course, it grabs attention. It has a lot of clicks within that, right? But I do think that, like I said before, I'm not going to say all of what he says is bad. I think some of his business advice is good. Like I said, I mean, it's just about rage bait, man. It's just about rage bait.
Every reaction, even disgust, just reinforces his brand. He's selling outrage as an identity. Andrew Tate doesn't just provoke for attention. He uses rage bait as a strategy to radicalize and ultimately monetize misogyny. And he weaponizes that backlash to pull young men further to the right. And for his followers, that backlash becomes proof to them that men are under attack. And that's...
I don't like that take she had there where it pulls them further to the right because it's indicating that young men, or it's indicating that the right is misogynist. I don't believe the right is misogynist, so I do not like that comment that she made there, but we will continue. Just had to catch it there.
The devastating consequence of rage bait when paired with ideology. It doesn't just spark outrage, it offers people a place to belong. The strategy is trigger the opposition, get their reaction, use it to galvanize your own side. And the more you're hated, the more authentic you appear. That's why outrage is now baked into political branding, and why we're no longer just debating ideas, we are reacting to performances. One side provokes, the other reacts, and the cycle feeds itself.
I'm not a lot of Charlie Kirk's like clickable titles are a lot of hate stuff, or like we owned this whatever, or obnoxious kid thinks this, it's rage bait stuff, and it makes me even click on those shorts because I find them super engaging, like super like, oh my God, he really said that. Oh my God, so.
While Donald Trump, Sabrina Carpenter, Andrew Tate, Meredith Duxbury, Lil Nas X, and Marjorie Taylor Greene may not all be doing the same thing, but they are using the same tools. Outrage, performance, and attention in whatever form it comes. So when being hated or doing and saying controversial things becomes more powerful and lucrative than being respected, what kind of culture does that create? And what kind of audience does that turn us into? Ultimately, I think rage bait is just a mirror. It reflects what the algorithm rewards, which is what we respond to. And it doesn't have to be fair or good or true. It just needs to get a reaction. And when you start to see that, and I mean really see it and really take the time to pay attention to it, the internet starts to look a little bit different. And you don't have to quit it altogether, but I think, maybe you pause before feeding into something that only exists to upset you. Maybe you'll notice when a creator is provoking on purpose and you'll look at their page before commenting. Or maybe you'll notice when, a headline is framed for clicks and not clarity. Because if rage is the currency and attention is the transaction, then we're the ones who get to decide what's worth paying for. I hope you liked this video. It was a quick and little casual one. I just wanted to share some rage bait videos that came across my feed and add a little context to them. But let me know if you want more of the longer, more comprehensive and thoughtful deep dives, or if you like these more chatty, casual videos. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks for watching and stay cool.
Yeah, so that was a really good video by State of Kate. I really did enjoy that video. She only has 98,000 subscribers, which I think she should have a lot more. And I'm not talking from a position like I have a lot, but that was a great video. I'm going to go ahead and drop a subscribe here for her, a like, and a little bell icon, you know what I'm saying? So obviously, good video. I'm going to leave the video down in the description below so you guys can go check it out. Make sure to click it. It'll be at the top of the description. This video is not mine. Like I said, State of Kate, great creator, great video. And yeah, go make sure to give her a comment, give her a like, give her a sub. And of course, for me, if you like the reaction, give me a comment, a like, and a sub. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.